Gage, standing in for Britt Duke today, who is out taking care of some medical stuff. So
got a baby.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Things happen. So Riley and I are here today. I'm Clint. This is Harp Design Co. And if you're tuning in, thank you. We are going to talk quickly, Riley.
Yes.
We're not going to run on.
Rapido.
Thank you. What he said about distressing furniture. We're going to do it on candlesticks, but you can take this technique and use it on just about anything. Now, I want to say something. I traveled the past 2 days, and I got a little sick, and when I landed, something happened in my ears, and my left ear is completely clogged up, and I can't hear. There's nothing going on. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing. And so if I'm yelling right now, if my volume is off,
let him
yeah,
know what's
my
up, how to do
apologies.
it.
Okay, so here we have a candlestick right here. A lot of people have seen these candlesticks, and we appreciate the love that you guys have for them. And a lot of people have wondered, how in the world do you distress them? This is not distressed yet. We're going to show you how we do it. It's really, really simple. Keep in mind, take this technique and do it on just about anything. We're just going to show you our candlesticks. Riley, if you can open up that stain. Okay, right here what we have are just a couple of, somebody was playing around the shop, turning some candlesticks. This one didn't work out so well. I think Demi was saying this one's been in the shop for a couple years. This one, this is pretty cool. But a lot of guys are trying their hand at turning now. Andrew has been busting this up. He's doing great.
Make his basis for Valentine's Day.
I know.
Put your flowers in.
Come on. I'm not even sure what that was.
I don't know, but I liked it.
Yeah. So here's the first step. You're going to sand this thing. Now this guy is all sanded and all that jazz, whatever, but this one's not, but don't pay attention to that. We're going to stain it first. Riley, go ahead and wipe some stain on there. While he's doing this, I'm going to talk to you about a couple things. So you can either stain the whole thing, you can get a big bucket of stain and just dip the whole thing in there, or you can just stain the part that you kind of think you're going to stain. So in this case, we're probably just going to, the part that you're going to distress. So Riley, just distress kind of the ridges and things like that, and maybe kind of where the curve comes out. If you think in your head ahead of time, okay, here's where I think I'm going to distress it, then just put your stain right there. If you think you're going to distress the whole candlestick or the whole table or whatever, and you want that dark wood undertone to come out, then stain the whole thing. But keep in mind, you don't have to be very particular in how you do this. You can just slop it on. It really doesn't matter.
And you can wear gloves.
Yes, yes. Riley's not wearing gloves. Those beautiful nails are going to be a little dirty, but you can, a little mineral spirits.
Make it look like I work.
This guy. He's single, by the way. And we can
I wonder why.
Good man. So you wipe it down with stain. Then you're going to let that dry. Take your paint. Let's see here if I can open this up. Yep, there we go. Okay. Oh boy. Excuse me 1 second. There we go. Okay. Then you take some paint. Once that is fully dry, then you just take a little paint. You see that now? And you just paint. There we go. Paint the whole thing. Again, this is not dry, so it really wouldn't work. But you just paint the whole thing white or red or whatever. If you want to distress it and have different colors come through, you could do the stain first, then you could do a red paint, a white paint, a green paint, or whatever, and just keep layering it. And as you distress it, all those colors will come through. For us, we leave it just to dark brown stain and then some white paint. Okay? And then when you're done, what you have is this right here. So underneath this is stain, and then we've coated it with 2 coats of paint. You take your sandpaper. In this case, we've got 120, so it's kind of abrasive. This is just regular sandpaper. You want to start distressing the yellow one, Riley? But you can also do what?
It's your preference.
It is.
What you want.
My preference is this kind of paper. What you can also use is belt sandpaper. That really will take it off pretty quickly.
Or
but
finer grit too.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
if you want a smoother edge to it, I don't know.
Exactly.
Whatever you want to do, or 80 grit if you want a hard, rough edge on it.
Yes.
Whatever you want.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can really. It's kind of your preference. So the key would be to get a piece of wood and just kind of play with it. However you want to do it. But you can see here, I'm just kind of barely wiping this and turning it as I go. Okay? Very simple. And see right here, this dark color is coming through. Alright, so that's that stain. If I didn't stain it, you would have this light color coming through, which is fine, but in our case, we like for this to kind of have an antique-y look to it. And so the way you do that is darken the wood first, then paint it, then distress it. You can really go to town, like with this guy right here. I'm just doing kind of the edges here, okay? You see how you just quickly just kind of wipe over it and see how that dark just comes right out? But if you want, okay, you can really go to town and you can get in here and you can start, standing in here. And you can really start kind of going to town and just beat the crud out of this thing.
Once you're done, I like to use a wet rag as well to kind of get kind of the flanks of or the little specks of paint.
I like the word flex. Yeah,
Flex, baby. Woo!
the flex.
Get like the little paint off that's like hanging off, like little.
Yes.
It's just
Hanging chads.
That's what happens. Hanging. What?
The hanging chads. You're too old.
Hanging
young.
chads.
Excuse me.
Hanging chads.
Oh man, for those of you out there, you know what I'm talking about. Hanging chads. Yes. Look that up sometime. You'll be well educated.
For people who just tuned in,
Yes.
what sand paper are you using? What grit?
This right here is 120, but like Riley was saying, you could use really fine sandpaper up to 400. I mean, it'd be a little harder to come off, but if that's what you want to use, go ahead.
It's safer.
You can use 400. You can go all the way down to 36 grit and really just beat this thing up, and all that dark color will come through. And like I said, you can distress it however much you want. It's totally up to you. That's it. Guys, distressing is pretty simple. Like I said, have fun with it. Be creative. You can add a whole bunch of different colors: gray, black, purple, brown. Does not matter. I've seen people before do like a outdoor bench, and they coated it with a red paint, and then they coated it with a yellow and whatnot. The first armoire that I made for my wife, for Kelly, I painted it like this red underneath, and I stained it, and I painted a red, and then I painted a white, and I was trying to get to like all these funky colors, and then I distressed it, and I stopped at the red. I didn't go all the way down to the brown because I like just the red and the white alone. So you just kind of play with it. However,
It made her happy. Huh?
Yeah, it made her happy. Yeah, so
That's what
there you
it's
go.
all about.
All right, do we have any other questions that are coming through that you? Yes.
Do you use oil or water-based stain?
I use oil-based stain most of the time. Thank you very much. Anything else? Any other fun questions?
No questions, just a request to do turning legs next.
A request to do a tutorial on turning legs next. That can be done. Thank you for the request. I don't know that it'll be the exact next one, but we'll work on that for the near future. Okay, that's it. Riley Gage, thanks, pal. Get back to doing all the wonderful things you do around here, pal.
We'll do manure.
We love you.
We will do manure.
That's what he said.
As the country people say.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you again next time.
Bye.
Later.